Okay.
Okay, I think we have the rotation issues fixed finally.
Yeah, he said it was
You're
good.
listening to Real Crime, the Movie Sleuth podcast.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Real Crime episode number 75. It's me and a bunch of ladies tonight.
Whoop, whoop.
Lucky.
Sorry, Scott Lambert, you got left out.
Uh-huh.
So tonight we're going to be talking about female comic book heroes. But first, I'm going to jump into my news.
Yeah.
And I did not get beat up at all
I was
this
going to
week.
say, actually, you look fairly decent right now. I mean, you look a little worn out. But
Yeah.
that might be from running from people.
It was
I would
running
assume.
from my attackers all
Yeah,
week.
that's what I thought.
Probably hit a couple of potholes on
Yeah.
the way there.
Yeah.
Oh, your poor shins.
Oh my God, my car is so wrecked right now.
No.
It's been bad in Michigan, folks. So anyways, I'm going to jump into the news here really quick. There's really not much to report this week, but first little bit of tidbit of news I picked up is the Heathers series has been delayed now.
Good.
It was
That shit look like trash. Garbage.
it was supposed to be released, I think, next week. Actually, it's getting rave reviews. All the early reviews that I've read said it actually hits on a lot of the tones from the movie, but due to the Parkland shooting, they have decided to push it back.
Oh,
Okay.
Yes.
that's in good taste.
Yeah, that's definitely in good taste. Chris Hemsworth is signing on to join the Men in Black spinoff.
What? There's a spin.
Why?
Yeah, they're making a Men in Black spinoff, and Chris Hemsworth is officially signing on for this movie.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Yeah.
Rachel's just breathing a sigh over there.
I mean, he's really good looking. That's about all I have to say about that.
Just because he's a god of
Like-
thunder doesn't mean that he can just do as he pleases.
Agreed. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
a no.
Well, I mean, he's doing there's been a lot of like franchise stuff that he's doing. Thor, and then now Men in Black. Kind of crazy. So, moving on, Greta Gerwig is going to do 3 more movies about Sacramento based on the success of Lady Bird. So,
All right.
yeah.
I still haven't seen that,
Me
but
either.
I haven't seen
I'm
it
okay with
either.
it.
I saw it. It's pretty good.
Yeah?
I'm okay with that.
I've heard really mixed reviews on it.
So have I.
And obviously, Blake P. wrote up a wonderful review of that.
Yeah.
New Blake?
Yeah, new Blake. Kevin Smith, we all know about Kevin Smith. He survived
Yeah.
a massive
Yay.
heart attack this week, a widowmaker, they call
Yeah.
it. So we're glad you're still with us, Kevin.
I know, for real.
Yes.
He is one of the best guys out there. Years ago, my brother's an RN in Florida. He's a trauma nurse, and he was working an overnight shift, and he actually had Kevin Smith's dad in the hospital. And Kevin, my brother took great care of his dad. Kevin, sent me a couple autograph movies a few years ago.
Aw.
Oh, that's
So-
sweet.
He's a real sweetheart. Really, really nice guy. So, moving on, in new releases this week, we've got the Jennifer Lawrence movie, Red Sparrow, is finally expanding to a wide release. Hearing really mixed things on this one.
Yeah.
You liked it, though, right?
I didn't see it.
Oh, I thought... Oh,
Ben
some-
Peebles.
Oh,
Ben went
okay,
and saw
okay,
it.
okay.
Yeah. So, getting mixed reviews on that. And then the long-awaited Death Wish remake starring Bruce Willis
Bruce
is out this
Willis?
week.
That movie
Bruce
looks
Willis.
like hot
Oh,
garbage to me,
dude,
too.
okay, maybe it's just because I grew up on Death Wish movies and Mr. Bronson, but my pop is a really huge Death Wish guy, and
Yeah.
so I like them. I like the movies. I don't know,
The
but
old ones are
I'm
good.
I'm pumped to see it. I want to see it.
Yeah. I love the old ones. I mean,
Right.
they were all kind of corny.
Yeah,
Death Wish 2 is brutal, though.
it is. Yeah,
I don't think
that's
I've
what
seen any of
Oh,
them.
I
They're
would
pretty
watch them.
good, but
just
I don't
to
think-
say you did.
I don't think Death Wish would work in today's climate because of the premise of the movie.
True.
And it's like a white guy just shooting up people is just not going to go over well. Yeah, it just no. was like really of its
Sure.
era, you know?
Yes.
Like,
That is
Yes.
true.
but
That
if
is
anybody
true.
could pull it off, it's old Bruce Willis. So we'll see.
It's Bruce Willis.
Yeah,
Old Bruce Willie.
yeah, he's always doing these movies
Yeah.
repeatedly. So, my suggested viewing for this week is the one me and Michelle saw last week.
That was going to be mine.
Aw.
Well, we can share.
Yeah, I know. You guys saw it together.
Mwah.
You guys
Never
had
mind.
a little
I was gonna say
date.
everything I wanted to say.
Annihilation was really, really good. So
I have passes to see that. For
Yeah?
the ones I should go.
you should go.
Yeah.
You should go. Very slow paced, very even keeled movie. The visuals were phenomenal. And Natalie Portman, you can never fail with her.
Sure.
So,
Yep.
H, what do you got?
All right, so this is a little overdue, but I finally saw The Bad Batch. It's on Netflix. I can't say her name properly, but Anna Lily, blah, 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 blah. She made A Girl Walks Alone Home at Night. Or, I always say that title wrong. But Jason Momoa is in it. I can't remember the girl's name. Zuki something. And this was her first movie. I didn't know that. But there's
Susie Sue?
it's like Zuki something. Yeah, it's bizarre. The movie is so weird, but it's absolutely gorgeous. It's, if you know nothing about it, it's kind of like a dystopian in the desert. What's his name?
Aquabro is in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jason Momoa's in it. Dude,
Yeah.
Jim Carrey's in it.
That's right.
Keanu Reeves is in it. Giovanna Ribisi's in it. Diego Luna is in it too.
That's right. That's right.
It's so bizarre. It's like a Hermione. What Harmony Korine?
Yeah.
It's like a movie. It's like his movie, but in the desert. It's so fucking weird. It's awesome though. It's a great movie. It's about 2 hours, but yeah, I would watch that. It's on Netflix right now. Give it a thumbs up.
I stole Michelle's.
Yeah, you did. Well, I'll pick a different one.
I untied my shoe.
a lot of people know I like to watch like trash movies. And one I watched recently that was amazing is Lady Terminator.
Oh god, I saw that thing you
Yes.
shared.
And it's
did
basically an Indonesian like knockoff of the Terminator, except the Terminator is played by a woman who is an anthropologist that's been possessed by evil sex demon. And the sex demon is encased in an eel that lives inside of her vagina.
Get the fuck out of
Amazing.
here.
Yeah, this is the real plot of the movie.
I am so turned on right now.
Dude, it's amazing. It's like it's so trashy and terrible, and it completely 100% rips off Terminator. Like it has, and then it has people saying like, "Haha, you think you're Arnold Schwarzenegger," and like stuff like that.
Wow.
It's like really terrible. You guys should watch it.
Is
Sucks
it in
real bad.
English or no?
Yeah, it's like the whole thing's
Uh-oh.
dubbed, but everybody's speaking English. But for some reason, the whole thing's ADR'd for like no reason, and the dubbing's like really bad.
Like Rumble in the Bronx?
Yeah, it's great. It's great and terrible. It's only on DVD though, and I don't think it's streaming anywhere, so you have to like buy it to watch it.
It's probably like $2.03.
No, it's kind of expensive actually. It's
Oh, wow.
but yeah, that's my. And also see Annihilation. That was good too.
Yeah. You have any suggested viewings for us?
Well, I didn't come prepared
I'm
because this
sorry.
is my first time and I didn't
Yeah,
know this was a
welcome
thing.
to the
Thanks a
podcast.
lot, Chris.
You're welcome. Sorry.
Honestly, I don't watch a lot of movies. I really don't. I'm a TV show person.
What about a TV show or a comic that you just read?
Oh, yes. I've read a few really good ones. I'm trying to think the one I would suggest first. Scout Comics Long Lost is amazing. I've finished 1 through 4. It's like a really weird teenage supernatural horror, but the art is really interesting and fresh, and it's kind of done in a black and white theme. Like there's not a whole bunch of use of color. It's really unique, and the plot unfolds so slowly that it kind of makes every page a little uneasy feeling, which I love about it. Instead of rushing to get to action sequences, you get to know the characters a lot more and make your own guesses about what is happening. It's amazing.
Sweet.
It's called The Long Lost.
Long Lost, yep.
Okay.
And it's Scout Comics.
So, we're talking about female.
I know, it's funny. It's
So-
funny without Scott here, there's not a whole bunch of extra talking going on.
That's okay though.
No,
That's
it's
all
not.
right.
I'm not saying that it's bad or anything, but Scott is what transitions are, it's
Yeah. I'm just here to listen to you guys tonight.
all right.
So we're
And-
talking
and
about.
apparently watch us, you
Yeah.
preverb.
There's all these pervs watching us right now.
Sweet.
And I mean, you should see the
Yay.
comments already.
Uh-oh.
Jesse, I've already come.
Oh,
You're excited. Feel these nipples. Mhm. Yeah. All right.
Is that real?
That's real.
real.
That's,
Is that
this is
real?
happening in real time
Awesome.
right now. Yeah.
real?
Yeah.
Of course it is.
Is this real? So, female comic book heroes. What do you guys want to cover? Some of our favorites, some of the most influential ones. Where do you guys want to take this?
I think I could cover both of those things.
Yeah.
Favorites and influential.
I think
Probably
maybe
overlap.
I was gonna say I think maybe one kind of makes the other happen. You know, like
Yeah,
our favorite
yeah.
or the most influential kind of becomes our favorite in a
Well-
way, I guess.
I personally think it's really cool, like in this last year, that Wonder Woman kind of
Yep.
took the cinematic world by storm, and now we're going to see this like influx of female comic book heroes on screen.
Yeah.
So I think everything's changing a little bit,
Yep.
hence this topic.
I mean, I'm not a huge Black Widow fan or anything like that, but it would be pretty dope to see her in her own movie.
Well, she deserves
she's,
it.
She's
Well,
getting her
absolutely.
own movie.
Oh, I thought that was just like rumored. I
No.
wasn't
I'm
sure
pretty
that
sure
that
it's
was
been
actually
confirmed.
real. Ooh,
Yeah.
Good.
Yep.
Good.
Scarlett doing more action.
Yeah. She's good at it.
She's great at it.
Yeah. I
She's
think
got the
she should become-
physicality to do it. She
Yeah.
can carry a strong character, so there's a lot to that for her. So, who would be some of our most influential or favorite female comic book heroes?
You should go first. It's
Yeah,
your first
since your
podcast.
first time, start us off.
It's your first time.
Yeah, like I said, you guys read way more than I do.
Pawned
so.
it off.
So my favorite comic book character of all time is actually Jessica Jones.
Oh, high five!
She's
I was
such
gonna-
a fucking badass. And like
High five!
Air 5.
got it. She's like I like the complexity of her character. She's flawed. She's human.
Oh, I'm coming in on this one. I
She-
want to see you talk.
She makes mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
She is reckless and dangerous, and like seeing someone that has gone through abuse and suffers from PTSD and still manages to keep control of her life and save lives and try her best to be a good person.
Yeah.
She's incredible. Like I read the Alias series, the older Jessica Jones
Yeah.
books, and they're so good. Like I tore through them in days.
Oh, that's awesome. Do you still have them?
I do.
Ooh, I would love to borrow those because that was actually someone that I was going to talk about, and then I said that I don't really know much about her.
Oh, dude, the comics.
Yeah, but
Oh, so
the
good.
TV series did not do her justice. That's what I thought. And Kilgrave was so nasty, and he's just not as scary as he
Agreed.
should be in the TV series.
I agree with you there, and I've had this conversation with people that were like, you know, you kind of felt for Kilgrave, and he worked on like the empathetic portions, and I said I
Really?
get that a little bit because there were times where you saw glimpses of his past and his parents and
Oh,
stuff where you
right,
kind of
yeah.
felt a little sorry for him as a child. That was purely in the show.
Yeah,
In the comic, he was 100% fucked up. He
Yeah.
was depraved. He was nasty. He was a rapist. He's
Yeah.
disgusting. There's nothing he was terrifying in the comics. Where it's hard. You have David Tennant, and he's got his
He's kind of a
like,
likable
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
hard to connect to that level. Like, I hated Kilgrave in the comics. He was horrible. In the show, like, obviously he's not a likable character,
right.
but they definitely didn't portray him in the way that he was
Right,
portrayed in the
that's
comics.
I can't remember her name, but the blonde that he kidnaps and manipulates
Yeah.
and stuff, that was like right here when everything else he's done is like way the fuck
Right,
below
right.
everything. Like especially to Jessica Jones and yeah. That's so awesome you mentioned it. That's so cool.
She's my favorite.
I think it's really neat that the Avengers, well, who was it? It was what's his name? Vision. Jesus, he basically kills her almost. He like puts her in a coma, and then the only person that can bring her out is Jean Grey.
Grey,
What
yeah.
up, girl? That's my other favorite.
That was one I was going to mention
Jean
because
Grey.
she is awesome.
Yeah,
She
Dark,
is
Well, I
awesome.
love Dark Phoenix, but yeah, Phoenix is great.
I'm scared for that movie though.
probably not gonna be
Everybody
good.
is.
They already fucked up that storyline once.
Yeah.
As it is.
Yep.
It was so bad. Was that not the? Was it the Last Stand?
Last
Right?
Stand.
Yeah, it was the third one, right?
Yeah.
How you gonna make Dark Phoenix a side plot? That's what I want to know. That's one of the most epic comic book
Yep.
stories and runs of all time. And
Well,
they're like,
let's hope-
oh, they just throw it in as like a side thought, basically, into another movie.
Oh yeah, by the way, she goes evil and murders a bunch of fucking people.
Yeah.
She blows up entire planets.
I was gonna say she blows up planets.
That's like the most epic. She's so, and like they don't even touch how awesome she is in the, the old X-Men cartoon did a pretty okay adaptation, the one from the 90s of that run.
The blue and yellow peeps.
Yeah.
And they were wearing the blue and yellow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did a pretty good adaptation of it. They left out some stuff, but they left out mostly all of the stuff with her in the Hellfire Club.
That was my favorite part.
Yeah,
of
that's
the run.
actually a badass
Yeah.
part. That would also be a good way to introduce the Hellfire Club into the Marvel Cinematic Universe if they wanted to. But yeah, I'm not too.
Have you watched The Gifted? At
No.
all? They are
No.
introducing.
Oh, are
Hellfire
they?
Club.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Oh, and what's that show that it comes back?
Legion.
Legion. Yeah, it comes back really soon. Actually, doesn't
Legion
it?
is my favorite
April.
comic book show by
Okay.
far.
It's so good.
You know, I watched that whole thing and I was like,
Dude, I thought that shit was like amazing.
But I-
I had to
even-
watch the first episode twice.
Yeah.
The first time I watched it, I was like, what the fuck did I just watch?
it's
Like,
the most stylish one, and it's like actually like directed with like artistic pizzazz and
Yes.
stuff. And they actually, the way they structure every episode, like you don't know what the fuck's going on for 2/3 of it, and the last third
Yes.
always illuminates the
Yes.
first half. Though, like the last third always clicks everything into place perfectly. It's like reminds me of like if Grant Morrison was writing Legion and they made a show out of it. Like it's that really like weird, psychotic kind of stuff. And yeah, it's like my favorite. Like Daredevil is good, and like Legion, and that's pretty much the only ones I think that are like upper echelon good.
what about the Punisher?
Yeah,
I like
Meh.
The Punisher.
It
a
was
lot,
aight.
too.
it was alright to me.
Jessica Jones still wins it for me.
Yeah,
It
dude.
really does.
I'm so glad you mentioned it. That's so funny because I have the Marvel fandom thing up, and that's what I was gonna talk about. Because
Well, it's funny. My son is like really into the Marvel stuff, and he's watched all the shows on Netflix. And Punisher, Daredevil, all that, and Jessica Jones was his favorite show.
So good.
I never watched it.
I mean,
Shame on you.
the show.
I will.
was-
I will.
The show was okay. I mean, honestly, that's what made me look her up because I was like, I don't know, man. She's got like super strength and she's quick, and apparently she flies, and
Yep.
she doesn't fly in the show. So like, unless I missed it, unless she was like leaping really hard.
Yeah,
but-
that's kind of what she does too in the comics, like really far jumps.
so she just okay, all right. I mean, because it says flight, and I was like,
Yeah.
when did she fly?
yeah,
but
they,
all right.
even in the comics, it's never like she's like flying
Yeah.
through the air.
So it's like Black Panther, how she can just
kind of
go.
And the comic's cool because it shows the seedier side of the Marvel universe, which you don't get to see
Yeah.
as often. I think they ran it under the Max line,
Mhm.
which is like
which
kind
is
of
my favorite.
yeah, it's kind of like Marvel's version of Vertigo, where they put like their more adult
Yeah.
material, and it's pretty adult, and I like that because it runs along, like you said, like with Daredevil and stuff, like the darker parts of Marvel, which
Yep.
in the movies they don't like to show it a lot. They
Mm-hmm.
kind of explore it more in TV shows, definitely. But the comics, I think who wrote it? Bendis.
Yes.
Like I'm not super into Bendis in general, but I thought he did a really good job with
Yeah.
that one. That's one of his works I like.
Is the Alias one? The Alias.
Yeah.
Yes.
How's your tongue doing today?
Not good, apparently.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Damn
sorry. Sorry.
So throw us one, Michelle.
I'll pick like a kind of off the wall one I like a lot. There's a comic called Doom Patrol that came out in the 60s, and then it got rebooted by Grant Morrison in the 90s. And it's a great, awesome comic. And there's a character called Crazy Jane, which I know saying people are crazy is like taboo now or whatever. You can't say crazy, but it's the 90s, so whatever. She has like this really cool power where she was abused as a child, and as a result of the abuse, she has multiple personality disorder, dissociative disorder as they call it now. And she, the there's something in the Doom Patrol world called a gene bomb that goes off and it gives everybody powers. And basically, she splits off 64 different personalities,
64.
and all 64 of them have different powers, and she never knows which one's going to come out. So she'll just be fighting, and she'll just have random powers that come from all her different personalities. And it's really cool. Like, they do a lot of work with her exploring her mental illness and coming to terms with it and getting help with it and learning to live with it. I mean, it sounds like it could be really, I don't know, like, exploiting mental illness, but they actually go a lot into it in the comic of why she is the way she is. And one of the other
her flashbacks are pretty rough.
Yeah. One of the other characters in Doom Patrol actually, like, falls in love with her, and he tries to help her through it. And she's just a really cool, quirky character.
Mm-hmm.
She's not,
The whole gang is.
Yeah.
That was a really good comic.
Yeah, Doom Patrol's awesome.
It was fun.
It's
I
kind
was
of
gonna talk about Crazy
interesting
Jane, too.
that, like, we both pick characters whose backstory involve abuse, and I saw an article about Red Sparrow and how that was, again, the part of the reason Jennifer Lawrence's character was so strong. And it is kind of interesting, they made a point in the article that so many of the most badass female characters come from backgrounds of abuse. And it's kind of like, is it exploiting that? Is it saying women can only be strong once they've been treated like
Once
shit
they've been
for a
broken?
long? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's interesting that it's still being done. Like, I personally come from a similar background, so I can find it relatable, and I like reading about characters that overcome that. But I also can see the other point of view where it's kind of like can a woman just be badass from birth?
Yeah.
Like Wonder Woman? Oh.
Yeah, exactly. That's something cool about like
Yeah.
a character like Wonder Woman.
Because it does kind of seem like exploitation in
Yes.
a way to turn sexual abuse or abuse into
Yeah,
being powerful.
because you don't see it as much with male characters.
No, because I
Men
really
are
can't.
always
I can't
strong.
think of any really.
Well,
you know,
Well, that's what actually Dark Phoenix storyline, Claremont actually wrote that as some sort of getting away from the abuse thing and just making her powerful.
Yes.
He was really into the idea of, can we write a female character that's just powerful and not have something happen to her, or a lot of times there's something called fridging, which is like when you empower a male character by killing off a female character to give him a reason to do stuff.
Right.
So he wanted to avoid, they wanted to do something with Jean Grey's character, but they didn't want to fridge her, basically. They wanted to have a conflict and it be just from her and not like hurt her to get their way. Like, she just is just
Yeah.
powerful. She just absorbs that power and doesn't, and the entity that's inside of her doesn't know how to internalize emotions, doesn't know what to do with it, which is like a feeling a lot of people I feel like can empathize with, is like having all these emotions on the inside that you don't know how to express in a healthy way, which is the whole entire point of Dark Phoenix can't express it in a healthy way. She's just addicted to the highs of the emotions with no regard to the consequences of her actions.
one character that I adore, and I always will, is Hit Girl. Hit Girl is,
I never read that.
she's my number one. I was introduced to her from the movies, and I went
Yeah.
back and read the comics. Her story arc is so interesting. The way they finish her character off in Kick-Ass #3 is really, really cool. There's a lot of emotion to it, but she is a female character that wasn't abused or exploited in any way. She was just trained to be a badass
Yeah.
from the time she was born by Big Daddy. I mean, in her on-screen persona is awesome too. Everything about that character I love, just because she is straight up, balls to the wall, just kill the fuck out of people.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters. And, in Kick-Ass 2, the movie, it's kind of a shitty movie in a way, but you actually do start to see some of that development of her character, where she was straight badass, and then towards the end of Kick-Ass 2, she starts to change a little bit, and she's like, I have to go away now. I can't be involved in this anymore. I just think it's a really cool character, and it's really neat seeing this little female midget. I mean, she was
Yeah.
like 9 years old in the first one. Yeah, she's a child, and I mean, she is slicing and dicing people. She's so violent and so brutal. She's my all-time favorite. So
It's kind of like
All-time
the
favorite,
same
huh?
thing
Yeah.
with The Professional, like that kind of
yeah,
like
Matilda.
young girl
Mhm.
that's being brought up into the world of being, an assassin. Same thing happens in Kill Bill with can't remember.
Copperhead.
Yeah, that's
What
a
was her
pretty
name? Her name
common.
was like Lucy, right? The daughter.
Lucy Lou Plater. I can't.
Oh, you mean Orishi?
Orenishi.
Orenishi.
Yeah.
Orishi Orere.
But that's another
Yeah.
character that had a tragic background
Yeah.
and had to use her sexuality and stuff as a weapon.
It
and-
happens a
yeah.
lot.
And I think a lot of all of that comes from how suppressed women have been, like, since the beginning of time, you know? So I think that has that's just my view on it. It could be total exploitation, but I think because it's men, like this whole, it's all men. So what do when they feel inadequate? They power over women. Like,
Yeah.
that's literally what happens.
that's what
So-
I do.
Oh, obviously. Look at, yeah. So I don't know. I think maybe there's just a lot of the realism of the tragedy of women in general,
Yeah.
and maybe giving them the superpowers and turning them into this strong badass is a way of saying not sorry, but is a way of lightening that history, or I don't know. It's just what I thought of.
Actually, Wonder Woman is probably one of the few female superheroes I could think of that doesn't
Yeah,
really
that-
have any tragedy per se. Like, she has,
Right.
things that happen,
Yeah.
but she's pretty powerful just on her own.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's because she's Hercules' daughter or whatever.
Zeus. I thought it was
Oh,
Zeus.
I thought it was Hercules.
Is it Hercules? No, I
No,
think she
it's
finds out.
Zeus.
Hercules.
I think she finds out later it was Zeus. Like later in the comics, like I think maybe in Gail Simone's run or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know. But the thing about Wonder Woman is she was created by that guy that he actually had a lot of respect for women, and he was in.
Oh, yeah. what was
Yes.
He liked being lorded over by women, in
Who
a
was that?
sexual
I can't
way.
even remember that now.
Matson.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The actual dude.
Yeah, the guy. She's basically was invented by a kink dude.
Mm-hmm.
That was in the
Professor Marsden.
Marsden. Yeah.
The movie
Yeah.
about this
Which
is
I haven't seen yet.
it is so good.
I
It's
heard it. Okay.
it's
Good.
very, very sexual. There's a lot of BDSM through the entire movie. They explain the lasso. They explain her clothing. He created the character, just came up with the concept, and then he met this girl that was not his wife, and they were involved in a threesome
Yeah.
relationship for the entirety of his life.
Yeah.
It was a really interesting movie. I think it's Professor Marsden and the Wonder Women.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
Like the early Wonder Woman comics are super duper kinky. Like
Yeah,
I always,
they are.
I take great pleasure in showing people early comics. They're like, "This ain't real." I'm like, "Yes, it is.
Yes,
Oh
it
my
is.
god.
It is naughty." And then it's funny because Grant Morrison recently did that Wonder Woman Earth One, and it kind of embraces the kinky past where they
Yeah.
have the little all lady fights, and some of them dress up like deer, and they
Yeah,
wrestle
they
them down.
frolic in the forest.
And they get all
stuff.
tied up and stuff. I'm like, dang. They kind of shied away from that in the movie,
Yeah.
I noticed, because obviously they were trying to appeal as many people as possible to make money. But, Wonder Woman has kinky roots that a lot of people aren't aware of.
Man, if Marvel put a lesbian or gay superhero in their movies, everybody would be like, yeah, it's about time. But if DC decided to do it, everybody would be like, that's not what it's supposed to be.
Well, I just don't understand how, it's a whole island of women and there's no men,
Yeah.
but they know about sex. So,
Well,
just put two and two together here, guys.
I think she even made a couple
Yeah.
Yeah, she did.
comments
Yeah, that she
kinda
doesn't need a
insinuated.
man.
Like, come
Yeah.
on, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
She's read. Would she say I read all 12 books? And he's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
there's 12. But she's talking about how she doesn't need a man, and I mean, obviously that makes
Right.
sense because she comes from a Island of Women.
Which
Yeah.
I didn't like her character in Justice League for this exact reason, is because in Wonder Woman she's like super powerful and she doesn't need a man, and in Justice League all she does is bitch about fucking what's his butt being gone.
Yeah.
And she's like,
Dude.
You can thank Joss Whedon for that.
Oh,
yeah,
fuck.
And
and it weaned it up.
Oh, he did, man. And he put her ass in every
Every
shot.
shot. And it was like zoomed in, up
Yeah,
skirt.
I mean, she's
like,
got a nice ass, but still.
it's okay.
It's
Shut up.
fine.
Shut up.
I don't know. I've got a real long list of female actresses whose butts I prefer.
Oh, more than her?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
she's beautiful.
That's
is,
funny.
but
So
she's-
do I.
Get the fuck out of here.
She's, she's not.
I just
there,
didn't like
so-
her character in that. That's just a laundry list of shit that's wrong with that movie, but
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
one of them. Is
I
her
agree.
character sucked in it.
Especially
Everybody sucked.
coming from Wonder Woman, where she was such a badass, and then falling so flat.
Yeah.
But again, every single character in Justice League sucked. I know that
They
you
were
have terrible
they
taste
were
in life,
just
but
terrible.
No, I don't really like the movie. I just didn't think it was that bad. Like, it's not something I would watch
It was
repeatedly.
definitely not
Ever
the
again?
Justice League
Yeah.
that we deserve.
no,
It's no.
no, it's
They took away Zaddy's control and gave it to Whedon, and he put
I-
all
yeah,
his stupid
see,
jokes
And he
in
put
it.
all the
actually
fucking
don't-
womanizing shit in it.
I actually don't agree.
Really?
Honestly, no.
Oh, I'm a Zack Snyder
I
apologist.
hate
Oh.
him.
I
Oh,
would
we should introduce you to
I
this
love
Canadian man that we
Zack
know.
Snyder.
And I am, even though he obviously has his faults, I pretty much love everything Joss Whedon does.
Oh, I
Where
same here,
yeah,
but
I think Joss Whedon has his strengths, and it's not like Zack Snyder is more visionary. Like
Yeah.
his movies look absolutely gorgeous. Whedon stages his shit like it's Buffy still. So like you have the Avengers, but it looks like it's like a sitcom because he doesn't know how to stage visuals or action scenes. Like Zack Snyder can film action scenes like nobody's business.
but the
Even-
dialogue.
Yeah, but Whedon's dialogue's like really like corny to me. Like it's all like
See, I thought
Pet
the
Cemetery.
Avengers, I thought the Avengers
know,
was
like-
amazing.
Oh god,
The
his
first
dialogue's
one
The
was
first
terrible.
Beast.
Avengers was great.
yeah, and the second one was just not
The first
good.
Avengers is good. I don't like Age of Ultron because
I don't like that shit.
I
at
feel like that
all.
movie has no stakes, and it's kind of not his fault because
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
tied his
I don't
hands.
love Ultron,
Yeah.
but the first
They
one
did
I
tie his
did
hands.
really like.
I think like the Avengers movies, well, just those Marvel movies in general, it just feels like it's always the same thing, and let's like throw as much in as we possibly can.
Yeah.
And I don't ever feel any stakes. I don't really feel like anybody's really going to perish in these massive battles, and if they do, they're going to find a way to bring them back.
Well,
That's
they're
just
I mean,
Too many
they're
cooks.
not.
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
after Infinity War, we'll get more standalone stuff because they're basically every movie's been connected to culminate with Infinity.
Correct.
Yeah.
So
I'm pumped to see that though, because I want to
Yeah, so
see
am I.
Thor and Guardians of the Galaxy together in one room.
Guardians
There's
are
a
my
lot of
Yeah, that's
fucking
gonna be
characters
funny.
in that movie.
Yeah.
we could talk about Black Panther and the female characters in that.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
they were
yeah.
strong.
I don't know
strong.
much about that.
They were
I mean, I
strong
did see it
characters.
twice, but I don't know much about
Like
outside of the
Shuri,
movie.
I fucking loved her character. She's
She
like
was
so goofy and fun, and she was
the
like building.
sister, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
and she was, I don't know, it's cool to see a smart character, and people like to be like whatever representation, but and I can tell, and I totally get the I don't like pandering because I don't like it. Like I'm like Ghostbusters 2016
Oh,
was
don't
garbage.
even start.
However, I feel like Black Panther is like a really well-made movie in terms of representation because it doesn't pander. It's just like, here's a strong, real, well-written character that's black that you can look up to. So now little girls can be like, oh, Shuri, she's like fucking smart and she's fun and she doesn't have like a tragic past or anything. She's just a smart, fun girl that's helping out Wakanda,
And she's a princess.
yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
Like they have somebody to look up to. There's a little girl like, oh, I could be like Shuri. Now she has something to latch onto, and I don't see the harm in that. Helping people out.
No, I mean, it's
harm.
great too
Yeah.
that girls now, young girls, have these strong characters they can latch onto and look up to. Because really, Wonder Woman existed before, I mean, for decades and decades now.
Yeah.
But I really feel like the only strong female characters that young girls used to have to look up to were either Disney princesses, who were typically not very heroic,
Right.
Princess Leia.
Yeah.
That I mean,
Yeah.
Princess Leia changed the
like-
whole
yeah.
playground. You know, opened up the playing field for we've got this really strong female character who will stand up to the boys and is actually in many instances much stronger
Yeah.
than the boys because she's a leader.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
so I think that whole thing kind of changed the playing field a lot.
I'm surprised you didn't pick her for your favorite.
But
I mean,
she's
it's
not,
not
a
a
comic
comic.
book hero
Sure
though.
she is.
Now she is.
Yeah, now
Been in
she
comic.
is. Yeah. Now she can float in outer space.
Oh my god, don't even start. Just stop.
I love it. I love it. I loved that
It's
part.
not as
I
it's just as
didn't
goofy
love
as any
that
other
part,
stuff.
but I did love the movie. That was not one of my favorite parts.
Right.
It was just ridiculous.
It felt
Supposed to be.
forced.
Yeah.
to me.
No pun
But
intended.
Yeah,
Pun.
I,
So, who are some more female comic book heroes that we love?
Storm.
yes.
Ooh.
I don't like
Storm is
Rogue
cool.
though. I'm not a big fan of Rogue. Or Jewel. Or whatever her fucking Tic Tac name is. I don't know.
Jewel.
Who's Jewel?
Not Jewel's Jessica Jones, I'm sorry.
Yes.
But what was her name?
Jubilee?
Jubilee, there we go.
Oh, yeah.
That fucking candy
She's
bitch.
real annoying.
Yeah.
That
You're right.
candy
You're
bitch.
right.
Yeah, there's
Nobody
a
likes
candy
Jubilee.
called
No,
Jubilee.
yeah. Most people don't like her.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Rogue though.
Storm, though.
Yeah.
Storm's badass.
Storm's the shit.
So,
And
what
she's
is it about
African.
Storm that we love so much?
Well, she is like her powers are cool for one.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
control the weather. Like, how cool is that?
We
Right?
need her.
I wonder if they're gonna incorporate her dating Black
I
Panther
know.
because they were a thing in the
Yes.
comics.
Yeah.
And it would be cool if they got somebody that doesn't suck the player because I fucking hate
Halle Berry.
Halle Berry Storm. She has no presence whatsoever.
Oh, but you
Storm,
love Halle Berry Catwoman.
No, it's also terrible.
Oh, God.
Nobody
That
loved
movie is the most garbage movie.
Nobody loved that movie.
It's so bad.
But
But
I just
So bad.
She just doesn't have enough presence to play Storm. Storm is like a queen. She's
Yes.
like regal. Like Iman is like somebody I would think of to play Storm. A big, tall, awesome
Okay.
black lady.
Damn.
You
Yeah, I
know?
could-
Fine as fuck too.
But, you know, she's like, she probably
God,
still
I
looks
love
good. She
Iman.
probably-
Yeah,
Oh my
no,
God.
yeah, she
She is-
probably does.
Yeah. But, you know, get a good person to play Storm, like a powerful, you know, woman.
Grace Jones.
Yeah.
That would be
probably
pretty
old.
sweet too. Yeah.
I don't know who would
Not
be a
like
good
now
Storm.
I
Grace
mean,
Jones.
I
Maybe
can't
like
think
80s Grace
of-
Jones.
I mean, but any of those ladies
Mhm.
in Black Panther, the
Yeah.
I was thinking. Yeah, I don't know her name.
Kingsguards?
Yeah, I was gonna say the
Dora
general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you say?
I don't know how
Dora
to say
Milaje?
it. That's why I'm
Yeah.
not saying it.
Something like that. She's on the
But
Walking
any of
Dead.
those ladies,
Yeah.
those were
They were
some
commanding
badass.
shit.
Yeah, they were.
and they had presence.
Another thing I really liked about that, just kind of like side off topic, is that they made a lot of effort to have the black women with their natural hair
Yes.
in that, and also bald.
Yeah, I was gonna say or no hair whatsoever.
And I think that's cool, like to say that women don't have to embrace like the cliche femininity to still be powerful and beautiful. And I really liked that part where, you know, the general, she's mad that she has to wear a wig. It's like a dishonor to her for her
Yeah.
to cover
Yeah.
her bald head.
And she chucks it at
yeah, she
somebody.
just chucks it at somebody. I know. I just thought it was really cool, all the beautiful hair. Because, you know, when I grew up, I was teased for having curly hair, and I straightened it and relaxed it for years and years and years. And I like that there's little girls that can look up to us now and say, oh, they have pretty kinky hair like my hair, and it's okay to have your hair like that, you know?
Yeah.
I just gotta say I don't think Angela Bassett's hair was real.
No, probably
That
not.
shit was a wig.
Yeah. It's a pretty good wig.
It was
know
a
what,
really
though?
good wig
The
though.
white,
Yeah.
Yeah.
pretty.
I will say this about Angela Bassett. The woman never ages.
Ever.
Oh, right?
Like,
Dude, she
ever.
could
She's
Storm
like
shit.
60, right?
Yeah.
Oh, she could play Well, she's already Black Panther's
Yeah.
mommy.
No, she could be two
She's-
things.
Well,
In the same series.
Yeah, right? Well, who
like,
else?
wait a minute.
We have who plays? There's someone who plays two characters, right? Chris Evans. He was wasn't he in?
He was
Yeah,
the
he
Human
played-
Torch.
Human
so
Torch,
was
there we go.
Michael B.
Yeah.
and now
Jordan.
he's
We just forgot that movie existed because they're
Both
suck.
of
yeah,
them.
Yeah.
both of them,
And the
yeah,
other
that's
one.
Funny.
They're all
They
terrible.
both have
That's
redeemed
funny.
themselves.
Yeah.
though,
Yeah.
really.
in Josh Brolin, I mean, he's playing Thanos,
Yes.
but he was
And-
also Jonah Hex.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
That's
that
a
movie-
comic.
That movie
No,
was bad.
he's in something.
Yeah,
else.
Jonah
He was
Hex
in
too.
something else too. He played
That's a
another
Marvel
character.
comic.
Oh, and he's also playing Cable.
Yes.
Oh, that's
yeah,
right.
there it is.
Yeah.
I bet you they bring it up. And
they
Deadpool
In
too.
Deadpool
too.
2,
Yeah,
they
they
will, for
will.
sure.
Yeah, that's funny.
There have got to be way more female comic book heroes.
One that I personally like is Abigail Arcane. But I like her mostly in the new Scott Snyder's run.
She's
in
from
the-
Swamp Thing, by
Yeah,
the way.
she's from Swamp Thing. But that's just a personal thing because I love Swamp Thing, and
That's like your all-time favorite.
it is. Yeah, I mean I have the giant tattoo and everything. But in Scott Snyder's run, she's younger. She has short hair, but she's still really, but she's more feisty in this one. You know, like she sticks up for herself more. She's not so, in the Alan Moore's run, she was still kind of nasty in certain spots. Like she was very good at speaking two ways by saying one word. She was manipulative just a little bit, but all in the right places. But she was still very conservative. But personally, this is just what I think. But in the Scott Snyder run, she's very much in your face, and she says it like it is, and I really, really like it. But that's just, we don't have to, I don't know, it's just, I like her.
Let's go.
I was here for Comic-Con, but nobody knew
Really?
who I was. Yeah, I carried around a little swamp thingy, and nobody knew. Had a
What
shot.
Comic-Con?
God, what was that, 3-4 years ago?
Motor
And I-
City?
Yeah.
Yeah, what was it, 2 years ago, last year?
It was like 3 years ago, I think.
No, I mean, that I was Marvel Girl, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Last year, 2 years ago. 2 years ago, and you were Storm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cute, actually.
I was there.
You guys are
Were
so
you?
cute.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, were you because you cosplay? Were you dressed up?
Yeah.
Who were you?
2 years ago?
Yeah.
Polaris, Joker.
Oh, you did a female Joker?
Yes.
Ooh.
Like, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the artist No Flutter. She does, like, Victorian, like, inspired comic characters. So
Ooh.
It was, like, almost like a...
Is that just like a
Burlesque
side hobby
type.
of hers, or that's just like what she
Draws
that's just
them.
what she does?
Yeah,
Okay.
she's the artist behind it, and the costume was from there. I
She's not like on any comics though or anything. Like this is just
I
what
don't
she
think
does.
she is.
Okay.
Yeah, but she comes to conventions, a lot of conventions. I don't think she's been to Motor City.
Oh, that's
But
cool.
she does really sweet art. Great artist.
That is. I'd like to see that.
Oh yeah.
I'm wondering if we saw you.
Probably.
There was actually
We were there
another
all
Marvel girl
weekend.
that year too. And
Really?
we posed together and everything. I was like, "Hey, what up?"
That's awesome.
And she told me that her like mom made her entire costume because I was wearing the mask on my head because it kept like folding out
Oh.
and it just looked stupid. So I had to iron it and like make sure that it was like bent so it would stay cupped around my head.
What did you make it out of?
Oh, I just bought it, but
Oh,
I told
okay.
her I bought it. And she was like, "Oh, my mom made me mine." I was like, "Oh, it's awesome." I was trying not to be a bitch, but I mean, it was awesome.
Yeah,
I was
that's
just like,
sweet.
"Oh, my mom made me mine,"
No, I don't blame you. I wish my mom made my costume.
I know that's what
That'd
I,
be
that's
really
what
nice.
I mean.
That would be really nice.
I buy all mine. I'm too lazy. And also, I suck at making shit. So if I made it, it'd be garbage.
What, you did my makeup for Freddy Krueger? and
Yeah,
that
I can
was
do.
awesome.
I can do makeup and like prosthetics, but
Ooh, that's fun.
anything else, I'm just like make clothes. That's so alien to me. I'm like, I literally can't even sew a hole shut.
No, I think I actually
my
tried to
clothes.
show you how to cut a shirt, and you were like, "What?"
I was like, I don't understand.
I was like, "Just do this," and you're like,
fucking crafts. I'm terrible at them.
I love crafts.
Yeah, I'm bad.
Love crafts.
Who are some more that were on your list that we published?
That was like 2 months ago.
Yeah, so you don't remember? We had Captain Marvel was
Captain
one
Marvel
of
was
them.
Oh, that's-
definitely on there.
"Oh, hey,
And-
Michelle." Oh, I'm sorry. Nope, go ahead.
Can't wait for that movie. I'm actually way more excited for that movie than I am the Black Widow movie because I like Captain Marvel a lot more.
Well, I like Brie Larson a lot too.
I do too.
She's a very personable actress, and like everything she does, she just puts her all
Yeah.
into. And she's very natural on screen.
Yes.
And she's funny, but she can also do drama really well. So I think doing a female comic book hero will really lend itself to
And
her.
I think she looks like the character, and she's, I don't know how to say this, like, she's just like a very natural looking girl. Like, she looks like
Yes.
a girl who you could live next door to or run into at the bar, or like she just looks like somebody that could be your friend.
She was in Room, right? Am I
Yeah,
thinking the same
that's
person?
her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And she was in Kong Skull Island, right? Skull Island?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. She was really good in that too.
Yep.
Even though the movie wasn't that great, she carried her part very well.
Yeah. Yeah. I think a lot of the acting wasn't bad. It was just, man, could we get some real leaves in that movie or water, please? Like,
Yeah.
good God.
Everything was computer
Everything was
generated.
just totally CG.
Everything.
And everything was so orange and just, it
Yeah.
was like, goodness me, where are we on Mercury? Come on. Like, wow.
They had to find an intro though, so they can put
Yeah.
King Kong and
Yeah.
Godzilla against each other.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, the
gonna be a
shitty
thing.
King, the
What a bummer.
shitty Godzilla, the shitty American one.
Oh, it's so bad.
Yeah, it's not that good.
It's barely
It's so funny.
watchable.
This might not matter to anybody else, but I think it's super funny that those two starred as husband and wife, and now they're brother and sister in Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver or whatever. I just thought that was really weird.
Yeah, it was really strange watching the one movie and then the next movie.
Yeah, they're like
husband
"Oh,
and wife.
Yeah, it was weird.
Like weird
That's another
incest
really
stuff
good
going on
character
there.
though, Scarlet
Scarlet Witch is a
yeah.
badass. She has some sweet powers.
Come on, guys.
Oh,
You're
it's
the comic book girls,
I
and there's
know.
tons of female ones, so throw
There
them
is.
at me.
Well, they would know more than I do.
Well, one I had written down was Death from Sandman.
Oh yeah,
Neil
oh,
Gaiman's Sandman.
yeah.
Which is, I like her character because her actual personality is really bubbly and sweet, and she's kind, but she's like the personification of death. She's part of the Endless, which is the personification of like all these metaphysical concepts. And it's weird because, you think of death as being scary, and actually she's like really nice. She's like, what's the term? A psychopomp, which is basically somebody that heralds you to the afterlife. Like they're like your guide to the afterlife after you die. And and her design's cool. She's like that cool 90s goth look to her.
Oh yeah, the hair.
She's got the cool hair, and she's just a great character that they really developed in this series. I always thought
She says always, I'm not a huge Sandman fan, but I've actually quoted some of her stuff before. I like what was written for her.
yeah, she's very well written because it's Gaiman, and Sandman's like his best work in my opinion. His most complete work. And yeah, I like her character design. I like her personality. All the stories featuring her are great. So she's one of my favorites. I like the more offbeat kind of female heroes, like quirky. Like I like Tank Girl. Tank
Yeah,
Girl's
she's
like super cool and punk.
I never read that.
It's pretty good. Like the actual comic itself is very bizarre and like put together strangely. It's almost like it's cobbled together. It's like real punk rock, like more like that Zap Comics kind of underground comic type of thing. I noticed a lot of the stuff I like also is by British writers. I love the British writers of comic book writers for some reason, but that's also a British comic, is Tank Girl.
That's because you're a British chick.
Yeah, I am half British, but I don't know. I feel like they just write more fun characters. But yeah, and the movie is like really trashy and fun too. Like it's a cult
I've
classic.
seen the movie.
I don't think I have seen the movie.
It's fun.
No.
It's
yeah,
like
Lori Petty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the 90s.
Yeah, and she was really good in that role
Yeah.
too.
It's a really fun movie. I definitely recommend.
That was like them. It's funny that she played that because that's literally how I envision her in real life. Is just like this wonky chick.
Yeah.
Like she's just so bold and outlandish and whatever. And I didn't actually meet her, but she was at Comic-Con when we were there last, and I could hear her, and she was just talking off and like swearing and being all loud and stuff. And I was like, yeah, I want to marry that girl. Yeah, yeah, that's my kind of chick, man.
Me too.
Bubbly.
Yeah, that movie's a trip.
Yeah, it is.
It's fucking weird.
That was like way before all the CGI hit, so like all the creature design and stuff was all practical.
Yeah.
And wasn't that mostly shot in a fisheye lens too?
I think
There's
some
a
of
lot
it
of
was.
fisheye
Yeah.
used in that
I'm
movie.
pretty sure a lot of it was. So we've covered our bases on a lot of female comic book heroes that we've already seen on screen. What are some
Ooh.
that we haven't seen yet
Yeah.
that we would like to see translated to film?
I really want to see Marvel do something with America Chavez. There's no Latino representation in like comic book, like movies, shows, and honestly, I've even thought about. I would love a series. She's so young. She's really fresh. She's new. She's funky. She's likable, and like
Who is she?
America Chavez is a Marvel character. She's
Pretty new, right?
She's fairly new.
Okay.
I think the first issue got released last summer.
Oh, okay, like really
it's,
new.
It's fairly new. And she's like this funky Latina superhero. She's super strong. She's super fast. She's a lesbian. She's got 2 moms. Like, it's just like really, her story's really funky. It's really youthful. It's really fun. I know she got like a lot of backlash from people feeling like Marvel was trying too hard with so many things at once.
Yeah.
But like, I could see it transitioning to like a TV show, like on the CW or Freeform, who are doing Cloak and Dagger, and putting like a newcomer actress or even like a Gina Rodriguez as a character like that, and having it be like a TV show that young people would be interested in. I would love to see that.
I could see that. Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, see, the weird thing about like what you just said, that people were upset about that.
People are dicks.
Well, yeah, I mean, but that like exists in reality. There's probably some Hispanic girl that has 2 moms and she's a lesbian. So why can't we just have that representation as a character and not whine and cry about it?
Right.
Who cares?
I think people are mad at Marvel because they don't do enough of what you're saying, which is write completely new characters. They tried to shoehorn shit into legacy characters, like female Thor, which
Jane Foster,
which was like absolutely terribly written. It was so
was
bad.
I read the first issue and didn't pick up another one.
Didn't they do a female Spider-Man too?
Gwen.
Yeah.
I don't mind Spider-Gwen.
I didn't read any
terribly.
of it, to be honest, but I wasn't like against it. Well, there's like a female, there's a Spider-Woman.
Yes,
yeah,
there is.
yeah.
That was the one
There's
that
a
had the big
Spider-Woman,
thing
there's a
where she was,
Spider-Girl.
they had a porn guy draw her cover.
With her ass
yeah, that's
out,
right.
With her
remember?
ass out, and everybody was all
Yes.
freaking out. And I'm like, that's like a porn guy. Like, why did you get him to draw that?
Right.
Correct.
yeah,
What did
that's
you
weird.
expect?
Well, what did you expect? And female comic book characters are sexualized across the board anyways.
Right.
So,
Yeah, so what's the hoopla? You
yeah.
know?
Like me, I'm
I mean,
not so
just don't do
offended
that.
by that because I feel like comic book and superhero people are like idealized fantasies.
Yes.
And I don't want
Yeah.
to look at like frumpy people. I could see that at fucking Kroger. You know? I wanna look-
Walmart.
or look at myself in the
Yeah.
mirror. You know, I don't want to see people look like me, like all like out of shape and shit. I want to see hot people with abs and big titties and awesome looking and stuff.
Well,
doing
it's
Dude, I
part of-
awesome
agree.
shit.
It's part of the escapism of the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
But it's, I think people get, you know, upset when the character has no other redeeming qualities other than that. I guess is makes if you can write the character well, like a character, I think that's written well is White Queen. She's very owns her sexuality very much. Like sex, she uses sex like her sexuality as one of her powers basically, but she's written in a way to where it's interesting and she has like motivations and, you know, reasoning for doing everything she does.
So not like Lady Death.
Yeah. You know, and I feel like Image was really bad about that.
Yeah.
Back in the day, like they were literally just
Oh yeah.
had the worst female character, literally just tits. Just tits and ass with a
Dude.
skinny little waist that wouldn't even like exist in real life. They couldn't even hold their body together.
If
Drawn
if
terribly.
Raul sends me one more Dynamite comic, so help me God,
Are so
those
bad.
are fucking trash.
Terrible.
They're so like I can't believe they're still being printed because they are like stuff of the 80s and 90s
Yeah.
when like nobody gave a shit about female characters and they were
Right.
only there for like
Yeah.
back up.
boobs and
Yeah, for boobs and
they
ass.
were literally there to serve a sexual purpose, and I think most publishing companies have kind of gotten away from that as much as they can. Like they're trying to develop backstories, they're trying to make complex, interesting characters. Dynamite is not. They're absolute trash. It's shocking.
Is it shocking though?
Yes, because
Well-
it's like, come on.
I think another character that gets a lot of flack, I think her name's Starfire.
Starfire's sweet.
Yeah, she's sweet, but she's really sexualized, like a lot.
Yeah,
Like
she
her
is.
outfit, like is very sexualized. But I think she's a
I
cool
love her
character.
outfit.
Yeah, I think she looks. I like sexy outfits
So
on
do I.
stuff.
I know
But
we all wish we could wear it.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Dude, whatever, I do wear them. I don't care if, like, I have a very, like, wide variety of costumes. Like, I have stuff that's, like, full armor and covered up, but I have super, quote-unquote, slutty costumes. But
Can I come over and try them on?
yes, you know where I live.
stretch them out.
I know. Get
No,
out
I
of here.
won't.
I got a full closet of them just for you.
Chris is like, you have not seen my
Damn it.
closet.
So Jesse is asking about Kitty Pryde.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
another. Duh, that's a really good one actually. And speaking of Joss Whedon, I love his X-Men run, and I think he writes Kitty Pryde awesomely. Actually, she reminds me of Buffy.
Yeah. Claremont did a lot with Kitty Pryde as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of interaction between Kitty Pryde and like Storm was her mentor.
Mm-hmm.
She was very like conflicted because she was she wants to be normal basically, like she wants to be treated like a normal person, but she can't because she's a mutant and she doesn't want to bring attention to herself. But obviously she has power, so she kind of,
Right.
you know. And Storm more is like, you know, we should be out with
Out
our
in the crowd.
powers.
Yeah.
And actually, her and Storm have like this interaction where Storm compares racism with being a mutant. You know, and Storm's like, you know, I'm getting called N-word all the time, and I still, you know, do my thing. So you got to accept. Basically, she tells her to buck up or shut up. you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
It's pretty. She's a little whiny in the Claremont stuff, but she's a good character.
And what about Gamora? Jesse also brought up Gamora.
Gamora. Why am I losing my mind right now?
I don't know who Gamora is.
Yeah,
Who's
she's
Gamora?
Guardians of the
Galaxy.
Oh,
Duh.
Jesus.
I don't know anything about her from the
I
comics,
don't either,
Yeah, me neither.
honestly.
but
She's pretty badass, though.
she's
I
badass
would like
in the
to
movies.
know. I would like to have. She could be a really cool standalone movie, actually, because because Thanos comes and kills her family and then steals her. And
What's
then
her sister's name?
Nebula.
Nebula?
Nebula's pretty sweet too.
I was-
Yeah, I like Nebula more, I feel
Yeah,
like.
I was reading the Infinity Gauntlet, and Nebula was like super fucked up in it. Like Thanos, like really
Yeah.
tore her up. Like she looks like a zombie in it. Like he basically made it to where her body's like super fucked up, but she is still alive, but she can't talk or anything. She actually ends up getting the Infinity Gauntlet too. So I don't know if maybe like she'll sneak in and do. I don't know if they're gonna do the same thing with the movie because the movie looks like it's not gonna be half as crazy as the comic.
Well,
Yeah.
don't a bunch of people fucking die in that shit?
Yeah, they bring
Like
him.
a bunch of people.
Thanos, right when he gets the Infinity Gauntlet and he gets the last stone, he immediately kills half the universe. He snaps his finger and just people
are
go
dead.
out of existence. Because it's funny, Death is a woman in that run too, and he's in love with her, and he's trying to impress
yeah,
her. So
yeah,
he figures
that's what
killing
I-
people would impress
Would-
Death.
Yeah, that's right. I do remember that.
I don't know how much of this they're going to do in the comic.
Right.
but-
Probably none.
Yeah.
But it seems like Gamora and Nebula should have a big part in Infinity
Yeah,
War.
you would think so since they're Thanos'
Yeah.
kids.
So
you know?
maybe they will do the shit where Nebula gets the. Well, maybe it's spoilers. I don't know. Is it spoilers if it's in the comic?
No.
I don't know. But
No,
maybe
I
she'll
don't
get the
feel like it is.
gauntlet in the movie and do
Well, a
some
lot
shit.
of. I mean, I've never read it, but so it's
But-
no big
But
deal.
it's
I guess.
also still, like, Googleable.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know, like, so, meh. If you can find it on the internet, I feel like it's...
Yeah.
You know, the whole spoiler thing with the movie reviews and then transitioning to comics, kind of fine line.
It's
Yeah.
Like
difficult.
everybody is not going to read the comics because
Right.
there is so
That's true.
much material out there.
Some of them
Yes,
are really
H.
big. No, I was saying like me because some of them are too gigantic for me
Oh
to
my God,
digest.
yeah.
You know. So I mean, but no big deal if that's what. But I know certain things because what I do. Oh, I looked it up
Yeah.
because I heard someone say something like that, and I was like, "Say what?" Yeah. So
I think we all do that.
right. Yeah.
I do
Google is
like-
the best.
Gamora has a really good character arc, I think, in the two Guardian of the Galaxy movies because she's very standoffish. And her sister have that, like, you know, competition with each other for Thanos' love, even though he's a dick and he doesn't love either of them. He's
Right.
just using both of them. But
right.
I really like that dynamic between them and how it starts out in the first movie and they kind of finish it in the second movie. I feel like the Guardian of the Galaxy movies are very self-contained their own thing, which I
Yep.
like, and it has a full story arc that goes through 2 movies and it has conclusions to it, and I feel like things have a little bit of more stakes in that because
Yeah.
you actually care about the characters, and they have a really good, like I said, their interplay with each other as sisters is interesting because I think a lot of people have that kind of thing with their sister where you're
Yeah.
kind of competing and who's better, and
Not my sister.
Michelle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Michelle.
Yeah, Michelle.
oh, well, I'm not,
Shout out to Lauren.
I'm just teasing you.
well, we
It's
all
a
can't
thing.
be Maxim
thing.
models. Sorry, I'll just be the movie
Are you
reviewer.
a Maxim model?
No, my sister is.
no.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's like super hot.
She's fine.
It's so funny because like she'll post a picture and then like some of my guy friends, I'll see they liked it. I was like, when did you become friends with her?
Those dude, I know this isn't on topic at all, but I have found like I have several male friends that I keep seeing them pop up like in comments or likes on my friends' pages that I know they don't know, and I'll be like, "Hey, girl, how do you know such and such?" And she's like, "Oh, I don't. He just added me, and I saw he was friends
Oh,
with
I
you."
add
So I was
people
like,
all
I'm
the
like,
time like that.
I don't. I like question.
I
got
don't either.
I got a friend request today, and I
That's how you
messaged
get
him.
in
I'm like,
trouble.
how do I know you? And he was like, I just think you have a good smile. Thanks.
Oh,
Bye.
boy.
I'm here to apologize for all men across the globe.
Bullshit.
We all do not behave like this.
Like it's just like
Bullshit.
a
I mean,
80%.
I get messages like that, but I delete after if a guy says one creepy thing, he needs to block. Like I don't let it go on for more than like 1 or 2 messages. I
Same.
will tell you my favorite one that somebody sent me that was like so stupid. This guy like sends me a DM and he's all like, "Hey," and I'm like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" Because I'll like interact with somebody if they just want to talk about movies. Because a lot of people do message me
Yes.
about just movie
Yep.
stuff. And he's like, "Hey, I got a new piercing. Do you want to see it?"
No,
Oh,
no.
boy.
And I said, "Is it on your dick?" If it's on your dick, no, I don't want to see it. And then he's like, "Yeah, it's on my dick." And I'm like, "Well, I don't want to see it." And he's like, "Please, I just need an opinion on it." Blocked. I was like, why?
I don't understand where.
Why would I want to look at some strange guy's dick piercing? Like what?
First
like
off,
You wouldn't.
It was
No
like
one
4
ever
in the. It was like 4 in the afternoon. Like that motherfucker like ate lunch. Was like, damn. I should show this girl I don't know my fucking dick piercing for no reason. Like, what goes through these people's heads?
Like guys truly think we want to see their dicks.
Nobody
I
likes.
never want to see a dick unless I'm about to get laid.
Yes.
And even then, I don't want to look at it.
Dicks are kind of gross
it serves
looking.
a purpose. I like the purpose it serves. That's it.
And they never
don't
send-
send me a photo. Don't send me a video.
They never send you good artistic dick pictures.
Oh no,
either.
I got
right?
one. I got one.
Can I
Can I
get
get
the
a couple-
anatomy drawing?
I got one
please?
once where the guy totally like put a filter on it. You take some time, man. Good for you.
I mean, at
Wow.
least send me an artsy dick photo. Can I get like a, like the
Can I
rule
get
of
a shadow?
the rule of thirds on it? Can I get some scenery behind it? Like,
What
do I?
about
I don't want to look at your limp, nasty,
Ew.
poorly lit dick. Like, sorry.
Yeah, dick
Ew.
lighting.
oh my God, what have I gotten myself into?
You released. the
Honestly,
dick.
though, I can't imagine ever like being like, "Hey, I'm gonna just send you a picture of my penis." Like, I just don't know what goes.
It's
through.
weird because I hear guys say that all the time, but they do it. Guys do
what?
it. Like,
Well, they're
I have
gross.
it happen
Maybe we
all
should
the
just start
time.
sending random ass people our vagina
Has
pictures.
it-
They'd like it though.
Yeah.
Like dudes would be like, "Hell yeah, baby!"
Yeah.
Like,
Has anybody ever gotten a chick by sending her a random dick picture and they like got married?
No.
I'm
Oh,
sure.
please
Certainly
comment.
not.
I'm sure if it's on like Tinder or like
no, I
Craigslist
don't
or one of those,
Craigslist.
you know.
I don't think you can put your dick on Tinder.
Oh.
Can you?
I don't know.
When I first downloaded Tinder, I got dick pics and I would be
Really?
yes, and I was sad because I would like when you first did Tinder, it would like match up all your interests, and I'm like, oh, you like Russian literature too, so I want to talk to this guy, and he's like, here's my penis, and I'm like, I might have wanted to look at your penis later if you were cool.
I know,
mean,
did
Did
he
he
just talk to me
include
about
any
this
Russian
book?
literature with it? Like,
like I was like, you
It
like,
was scripture, like it's just on his fucking penis.
like some guy's a fucking professor, and all he does do is show me his
Open, and he
dick.
was using his dick as a bookmark.
So this has gone from female comic book heroes to the Howard Stern show.
Yeah, basically.
That.
Pretty sweet.
That's pretty sweet. That's a great transition, you know?
I agree.
Wonder Woman, dick pic.
Yeah.
Love it.
Has anyone asked any other questions about female characters?
Well,
Because I would like to know some more, honestly.
those were really the two. And then Jesse was mentioning, I believe, Batgirl.
Oh, yeah.
no.
Or,
Well-
what was her name? Oracle?
Oracle, yeah.
Yeah, that's what she got turned into after the
After-
Killing Joke.
Yeah, after she got her fucking
Another-
legs beat.
Another story.
Oh my God! Can we talk about how they did her dirty in the Killing Joke animated version?
I refuse to watch it.
Okay, so here's what happened to it. So the Killing Joke,
Here
one
it
of the
comes.
greatest comics of all time, and I'm like, oh my God, they're gonna adapt it. Just adapt the Killing Joke. Don't add no shit
Yeah,
to it.
they added
But
shit.
then they were like, oh well, because of what happened to Barbara Gordon in
The
the Killing
rape.
Joke.
and-
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, the rape is actually not confirmed. It's implied that he took. I don't think Joker has sex, to be honest. Like, I don't think he's a sexual person.
But do you think he has a Joker face tattooed on his penis? And
No.
do you want him to send you a photo
No.
of his tattooed penis?
I do.
I do not.
Which
Okay.
Joker?
All of them.
Well,
want
the Joker, and
all I know.
I don't think he raped Barbara Gordon. I think he just took pictures of her, to be honest. Like just fucked up pictures of
Well,
her.
that's what he does. He's manipulative, so he probably wanted people to think that he did something like that.
Okay, but here's what they did to her character. It's really
Here
stupid.
it comes. Here it comes.
So I go to watch Killing Joke in the movie theater, and then it starts out with like this other side story because they wanted to flesh out her character, and it's just like this stupid side story where she looks dumb and she's working with Batman, and Batman fucks her.
Yeah.
Yep. I heard that and I was like, I'm not watching.
I was like,
this fucking
wait, so this
trash.
is how we're fleshing out her character? Batman bones her, and so he's working
In the
with
rain
her.
on top of top
Yeah.
of a building, by the way.
Batman bones her, and then she's all like a little girl about it, and she's like, oh my God, does Batman like me still? I don't know. I'm just so conflicted. And I'm just like, that's the worst
That's
way to
not-
flesh your
yeah.
character out ever. And then they transition into, the Killing Joke, because Batman couldn't possibly care about her unless he boned her.
Right.
Like, he couldn't care about her because he's the daughter of one of his mentors and one of his oldest friends.
Right.
Right.
So
They have-
basically like a niece to him
Yeah.
that he fucks.
Right.
Yes, it's really
But,
gross
Yeah,
what they did
it's
to her.
real fucking gross.
But actually, the character of Batgirl, after I really liked what they did with her and made her Oracle. They kind of did that because Alan Moore even now says he regrets writing that story because he purposely was shitty to her character. He wanted to see if he could do it, and they let him publish it, and they did. He said he regrets writing The Killing Joke. I still think The Killing Joke is absolutely fantastic comic.
It is.
But they kind of fixed it into making her Oracle, which is like this really interesting take on the fact that she's paralyzed from the waist down, but she still has all her faculties, so she helps Batman in that capacity. Like she's like his information source.
Man in
and-
the chair.
Yeah. So I think she's not even Oracle. I think they retconned that. Even like they fixed it to where she could walk now. I haven't really
What?
kept up with what they did after that, but I really like the character
Man,
of
technology
Oracle.
in Gotham is amazing. Well, Bruce Wayne is
Yeah.
a bazillionaire, so I guess it makes sense.
But that's a good example of that people not knowing how to write characters. And I want to bring up another character that I feel like people idolize, and she saw.
Oh, God,
Please,
yes,
Harley
please.
Scott. Yes.
Yes.
Yup.
Fucking
God
Harley Quinn.
damn it.
Jesus
If
Christ.
Watch your language, young lady. We
I
never
am
fucking
so-
swear in this fucking studio.
I am so sick of the amount of people that are like,
Yeah.
oh my God, she's so cool. She's such a cool, deep, badass character.
And they idolize her
she's-
relationship with
Yeah,
Joker, and
it's
it's like
fucking
super
garbage.
abusive.
Yes. And honestly, like, I'm not saying now, like, I know she's got the whole storyline
Yeah.
with Poison Ivy and
She's better written.
Poison
She's-
Ivy's
yes.
pretty a badass
Yup.
character, too, by the way.
She's
Yeah.
better written now. But
So is Catwoman.
Harley Quinn is not a strong badass character.
No.
I'm
No.
not saying she has to be because every person is different, but like the people that idolize her and call her like cool and badass and strong, nah.
No, she's a mentally broken
Yes.
character.
I
She's
pity Harley
abused.
Quinn.
She's a victim.
Yes.
Yes.
She's a huge victim, and that's just goes to show
It's
you
sad.
the like of what I was saying earlier. the history of women have,
Yes.
we're all broken and we can't be anything unless we've been
And
broken.
it's awful to see women even today idolize
Exactly,
them.
yeah,
Like,
that's-
are you
yeah.
fucking
I
kidding
usually
me?
Right.
point them to Paul Dini invented her character, and she actually was on the animated series is where she originated. She didn't
Yeah.
originate in a comic. He wrote comics later with her in it. But there's an episode in the animated series where she bests Batman. She patches her own plan up because Joker's like upset because he can't catch Batman, and all her entire life revolves around making Joker happy,
Right.
and because she thinks he'll love her.
Because she's abused.
Because she's got what's the word?
Stockholm syndrome?
Stockholm syndrome. So she does this elaborate plan because she's like a professor or
Yeah.
a psychiatrist. She's
Yeah.
smart.
She's a fucking doctor.
So she comes up with this plan. She captures Batman. She's got him hanging upside down over like this fish tank with like piranhas or some
Oh,
crazy
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
And Joker's so mad that she did it and he didn't do it that he throws her out of a fucking window
Yep.
and tries to kill her. He tried to kill her. Like, I'm like, how are you guys idolizing this relationship?
this. It's yeah.
Because
It's
and
so
then in
messed up.
Suicide Squad they cut out all the part where he was abusive to her and
Yeah.
just left all the stupid shit in where they're all like,
I mean,
"Ugh."
there were obviously some
Yeah.
parts that
Like
were
the beginning
but, like,
of the movie.
Yeah, but Suicide Squad reduced her.
Oh my
to,
god, it was
like,
such a turd. I'm
It
sorry.
was the worst. It was the worst DC movie in my
Yeah.
opinion. But it like again, she's a doctor. She's intelligent. I understand that she's like in love with this dude, but she is not like this ditzy fucking stripper
Yeah.
like type. Just can't you give her something of
Well,
quality?
they did show that she was a doctor, but then it's
Yeah,
like
but-
apparently falling in love with the Joker makes you a white
your
trash party hoe.
That's the
Yeah.
thing.
You know?
Like her IQ dropped. Her
Yeah.
like it was just such
Like,
a fucking disaster.
you know, Paul Dini really wrote her well. Like he gave her dimension. You really
Yes.
felt sorry for her. Like there's like after he throws her out of the window and fucks her up, he like sneaks into the hospital and like brings her flowers, and it's really like tragic because up to that point she's gonna leave him. She's like, you know, and Batman even tries to talk her out of dating him. That's how
Yeah.
bad it is. Batman's
Yeah.
like, look, man, Joker's not good for you. And she's like, yeah, when I get out the hospital, I'll go get help at Arkham. And she's going to go get help and she's going to get out of the relationship. Because Batman understands that she would be a good person if she wasn't
Yes.
around the Joker.
Yeah.
And then Joker sneaks into the hospital and brings her flowers. And she's like, oh. And then she goes away with him.
Mr. J.
Yeah, and you just know that she was so close to like redeeming herself, and she doesn't because she's like stuck in this
Because
in
she's
this
been
pattern.
abused.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're a victim of abuse.
Yes.
So.
Jesse wants us to mention Zatanna.
Oh,
yeah.
she's cool too. She's got a lot of cool
Yeah.
powers.
magic.
Yeah.
I feel like they don't explore the magic side of DC enough, especially like the movies. They're not even close to getting into regular shit. So
Right.
we're not gonna get
Yeah.
all-
Like, do we really want to add magic?
yeah,
Yeah.
no,
I don't
It's
think they
alright.
can handle it at this
I don't
point.
think-
yeah. She's
No,
a
I
cool
don't think so
character.
either.
I actually picked up a new comic. I think Paul Dini wrote that. Zatanna. I haven't read it yet. It's a graphic novel. It just came out like last year or the year before. But I haven't read it. But I heard it's pretty good. I haven't read too much with her in it by herself.
I don't read a lot of DC comics.
DC. See, I like DC
You-
comics better than Marvel comics. But the Marvel movies are better than the DC movies.
Obviously.
for the most part.
Except for Batman vs. Superman.
I like Batman vs Superman.
I like Batman vs Superman.
Hate.
Oh, well, you hate, dude.
Zaddies.
We have to introduce her to Mike. Mike will he hates Zack Snyder. Hates Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
Zack
I
Snyder's
hate-
also like
hate
hot.
him.
I know he's
Yeah,
adorable.
no,
He's
I
so
agree.
cute. Like James Gunn. James Gunn is so.
Oh yeah,
cute.
James Gunn's cute too.
See, I love Sucker Punch. I'm like the one lone person in the world that loves Sucker Punch. So I like Zack Snyder. And
Just
I
on that
like,
alone.
And I like Watchmen too. Like
Yeah.
I
I
thought
like
that was
Watchmen.
Yeah,
actually.
That was
Watchmen's
a-
really
Yep,
good.
I like
that's
Watchmen.
I think the best comic book movie of all time.
That's my
Hands
it's
down.
my personal favorite.
My favorite too.
I feel like Zack Snyder treats women pretty okay in his movies. His movies are like kind of like larger than life. So a lot of like, you know, it's over the top. But like Sucker Punch, I feel like I understand what Sucker Punch is trying to do, because it's trying to like deconstruct like all the like tropes of like the schoolgirl and the sexy this and the sexy that and then an empowerment, but it's so stylized that I feel like it doesn't have the impact it should. Like,
Right.
it's still objectifying them, even though it's trying to be a deconstruction of the objectification.
Yeah.
Are you talking
But
about Watchmen?
no, I'm talking about
Sucker
Sucker
Punch.
Punch.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
Watchmen too. There's Sally Jupiter and
Silk
Spectra, or Spectre. Spectra, is that how you say? it?
Silk Spectre.
Spectre.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's actually a really interesting character. Silk Spectre, and then Silk Spectre 1, and then her mom. And actually that's interesting because that kind of delves into the abused superhero, and she actually is like super sexualized. And then her daughter is trying to kind of like not go that route, and she gets like, and then the comedian like rapes her and all this other stuff, and then she ends up like fucking him later anyway. It's like a really interesting dynamic though, because there's a lot of people that men abuse them, but they stay
Yeah.
with them.
Mm-hmm.
It's not unheard of, and it's
It
not
is not.
unheard of
No,
to be
it's
raped and then
it's
date
like
your
the one.
rapist
It's
or
the
your
100%
boyfriend.
truth.
Yeah, that's true.
Even though Miss Silky had like zero nothing as she was wearing her suit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I really liked her interplay with Dr. Manhattan too, because I feel like a lot of women date emotionally unavailable men, and he's like the actual absolute epitome of an. I mean, the motherfucker was on Mars. You can't be more unavailable than that, And I think we've all been in a relationship where where you love someone and they start drifting away from you, and you can't hold on to them anymore. So I always like, I don't know. I love that part in the movie where he takes her up to Mars and he realizes that even though he can see through infinity, that she's special just because she exists. I'm all like, that's pimp as shit. That's a pimp ass
Aw,
line.
Show me your blue dick again.
It was already
The
out.
entire movie. It was funny. I was talking to Connor last week about comic book movies he's never seen. I'm like, he's going to be 15 this week, and I'm like, oh, you should watch Watchmen. And then I'm
This
like,
week?
oh,
Happy birthday, Connor.
I'm like, there's a big blue penis through the entire movie, and he just started cracking up. 'Cause
Yeah,
he's a teenage boy,
Yeah.
So.
I went to see it with like a 32-year-old man, and he went shove about this penis. I was like, dude, you have a penis. Like, is this really this revolutionary to you? Like, I mean,
like,
don't
was
you
he excited about it,
He
or
was
like?
just being stupid, like, her penis. Nah,
Oh,
nah. I was like,
God.
broke up with that motherfucker. He's dumb.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you.
Well, folks, I think we can end this. This was episode 75 of Real Crime. Make sure to check out our sponsors, the Flint Institute of Arts at flintinstituteofarts.org. Also, projectorscreen.com. We will be back next week with episode 76.
Hell yeah.
We plan on live streaming. Whoops, I just dropped everything everywhere. We plan on live streaming every Tuesday night around 10 o'clock from here on out. So keep
Hip, hip.
checking back. Thanks,
Yeah.
everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Visit us at www.themoviesleuth.com and find The Movie Sleuth on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and iTunes.